Let's go. Welcome, everyone. Man, oh man. What a crazy week of football it was. A lot of teams that we did not expect to win won, and a lot of teams that we did not expect to lose lost. But man, oh man, what a great week of football it was. Another great week, unexpectedly. I enjoy football this year, man. So many craziness going on. But before we start this great show, make sure you like it, share, and subscribe. And let me introduce you guys to my great colleagues. First up, we got my buddy over there. I know he's a little upset right now about the 9:30 game that happened in Germany. How you doing with it, Tony?
All right. I mean, it is what it is. What can you do?
Okay, then we got my buddy over there who's wearing a Chicago White Sox hat when he's a Yankee fan for some reason. He's wearing a White Sox hat. Mr. David, how you doing with it, pal?
Classic. It's classic.
Let me tell you something. I have so many hats, clothes, and sneakers that I like to switch it up. I just wear a black t-shirt. I like to keep it neutral and relaxed on the show.
Why I have a question? Not to say anything. On my show, you only wear your black t-shirt. I don't see your other fits that you say you have. Wear a different color next time. Wear different color shirts, bro.
Because last year I wore something new every time. This year I'm
No, you
keeping it
didn't. You
basic.
wore your same black polo, Nike black jersey.
No, I did not last year.
Yeah, you did. All right, next, they got my buddy over there, John Paul. I know who was very upset after this past Sunday, man. Both of his teams lost, and it was pretty rough for him. How you doing over there, buddy? Doing okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Now let now. Okay. All right, guys. Let's first kick it off with Thursday Night Football. Man, oh man, what a game it was! What a fight it was! Both teams went head to head. Joe Burrow came to play. Lamar Jackson came to play. If he had either Joe Burrow or Jamar Chase and his fantasy team, he did pretty well for himself. Both teams came to play. It came literally down to the last second. Bengals wanted to go for it, went for it. There were a lot of flags that they were missing that play. Tony, I'm gonna go with you first, man. Should the Bengals play to save, get that field goal, or was it right for them to go for that too?
I mean, once again, you make it, you're a genius. You miss it, you're a donkey. I mean, that's just the way it is. Um, with the talk on the refs, I mean, we're kind of beating a dead horse here. Until they start doing VR like they do in other sports. Um, we're seriously just almost wasting our time at this point. I mean, I've mentioned year after year that on every single play there's a holding, whether it's defense or offense, especially on the line. There's some sort of holding. They're not going to call every single time. Um, but that, like I said, I think we're beating a dead horse there. Good job to Baltimore though, coming back and winning that game. I mean, they were kind of dead in the water and they came back and won. So. Good job. Oh yeah, and I'm the only one that picked them, so
My thing is you said it beating a dead horse, but it's getting worse and worse every week now. You could see those penalties easily now, bro, in that game. Easily you could see that penalty that they missed. It's getting worse and worse in his lead now every week. Worse and worse. Unless you Patrick Mahomes who's telling the refs, can you please let me know when a defender's close to me? David, what do you think, buddy?
The whole game changed when Chase Brown fumbled. That's when the whole game changed. They were up by two touchdowns. They were driving the ball every time on the Ravens. Then they fumbled inside their territory, and that's when the whole game changed. That fumble changed the whole game because it was third quarter. Bengals had the ball again. They probably would have drove down, either got a field goal or a touchdown because the Ravens couldn't stop them. That's when the whole game changed. I'm not mad at them for going for two, but I will say, what should we call it? Chase was wide open on that 2-point conversion. But you can't look at him every time. I mean, the guy played a hell of a game. He had what 260 yards receiving. Couldn't
Yeah,
stop
he
him.
went off.
Yeah,
He
that's
went
what I
off.
mean. Burrow made the safe call to check down to the tight end rather than Chase again, but Chase was wide open. But Chase was wide open the whole game, so you couldn't say anything about it.
Okay. John Paul, what do you think, buddy?
Um, can we honestly say it? The Bengals are probably the worst team in the league as of right now.
They would beat
Easily.
half of the playoff. They would probably beat half of the teams in the upper part of
Yeah, no, and I
playoffs.
I agree with you. Me personally, this game came down to I don't know if you guys watched the whole game. I did. I had actually I had a friend over the house who's a Bengals fan, so we were watching the game. and they had a chance to kick a field goal on the 35-yard line early in the fourth quarter, and they didn't do it. They actually went for it on fourth down, and I think that play kind of screwed them over a little bit too. Now, granted, I can understand it because this has probably been the worst year for kickers that I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
So I could understand why they didn't want to do it. But and I mean, I have to agree with David, and I got to agree with Tony and Umir. I got to agree with you too. That last call on that 2-point conversion, Umir, you're 100% right. There was 3 face mask calls right in front of the ref. He never saw it, apparently. Okay. But you know what? I do got to give hats off to the Ravens. They did come back. I mean, you don't let a team come back like that. You know,
Especially a division rival.
yeah, you know, especially in that tight of a division, the way it's working its way out. But honestly, you kind of the Bengals have given everybody in these 2 games that they've played the Ravens what you need to beat the Baltimore Ravens.
Yep.
The Ravens secondary, no offense, is garbage.
Yeah.
They are garbage. Dude, Jamar Chase ran past 6 guys. 6 guys. And he hit once he hit the Jets after he got after that third dude, he was gone. And that first touchdown, I was like, dude, this is gonna be an unbelievable game.
Are you talking about the crossing route when he crossed over to midfield?
The crossing route, it was a little 10-yard dump, and he just took off. He was gone.
They better give him his money. They better give him his money, man. He deserves every penny for that contract.
And I'll tell you right
now,
if they don't pay him, dude, you guys are Giants fans. I would be all over him. All over him. If the Bengals don't play him, the Giants need another big wide receiver.
Who's going to throw him the ball?
That's who you want. Well, you got to get.
Thank you, John Paul. You let me my next point.
Hold on.
We're going to get there.
Obviously, somebody's got to throw him the ball, and I know we're going to get there. I get it, but I think that if he doesn't stay there, there's no other team that really has that type of money to give him. The Giants can do it, I think, and I think if honestly, the Bengals are going to pay him. I'm almost.
There is one team that can pay him. The Buffalo Bills can too.
Buffalo Bills have money now? What?
Yep, they officially have money now.
Yeah, but I don't think they have much. Like you just said, they officially have money now.
Yeah.
Yeah, until they have to pay everybody.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
But that's free agency in football.
They're in the same boat. The Jets have 20 guys that they got to pay this year.
We gotta get this. Yeah. You know, you literally sitting the thunder on me. But relax yourself. I'm gonna get there. That's gonna be one of my points. But are you done with the Bengals thing? Then we can move on.
Yeah, we can move on.
Let's go across the pond. Man, I really thought we were gonna give Germany a bad game, and the German fans would have cursed us. But somehow we gave them a pretty decent game. Carolina Panthers and New York Giants. We all picked the Giants, and somehow Carolina came again and upset the Giants. And with the running back with the Giants fumbled the ball. Tony, I know I don't want to put salt on your wounds, buddy. What can the Giants possibly do? Because right now you guys are number 1 pick for the draft.
We're number 2.
Number 2? Oh yeah, who's ahead of you guys?
No, we're number 1 right now.
No,
I saw it the other day. I believe by percentage, by points, we're number 2.
New England won this week, so in reality, it
would have to be the Giants at number 1 because
we're number 1.
Because
the Giant won.
Yeah, because
number 1.
Carolina was number 2, and it was
Carolina and New England won.
Yeah,
no, Jacksonville Jaguars is number 1.
Jacksonville
number 1. Jackson number 2. So Giants are number 2 overall pick. It was a tick. Should the Giants just throw the flag and say, guys, let's lose the whole season out, or they should go at least without some dignity and start at least win a couple of 2 games here?
Can I start first? Because
do the honest.
Okay, I'm going to start first, and I think the Giants have already started this. There was a lot of very iffy plays that I saw I didn't watch the entire Giants game. I woke up kind of late. But there was a lot of very iffy plays where Daniel Jones had a lot of guys open.
Oh yeah.
And there was a lot. I mean, he had time, and nobody threw. He didn't throw these guys the ball, and they were like balls thrown out of bounds. I honestly think at this point, I think the Giants are no longer in desperation mode. I think they are in
Tank mode, absolutely.
let's get to the draft and get somebody else mode. So I don't like to use the word tank because I don't like the word, and I don't like the fact that you can do it. So, but I think the Giants might be dumping the season this year. A
I
lot
don't think so.
of other teams that should, if they, if I mean, fuck, I'm not even gonna bring up other teams, but right now, but yeah, I'm gonna leave the rest to you guys. But I think I see a lot in the Giants that they gave up a lot of stuff, and they're gonna. If I were them, I would have let go of a couple people, at least try to get some more draft capital before the trade deadline, but they didn't do it. So I mean, it's kind of on them. But at the end of the day, I mean, I think the Giants are tanking for really for who? I don't know. I know
Nobody.
what two quarterbacks?
Travis Hunter.
Huh?
Travis
Who?
Hunter. Travis Hunter.
Yeah,
I'll give you guys my idea in a minute.
I'm gonna just go grab a bottle of water. I'm not going
Go
nowhere.
ahead. Go ahead, Tony. You could go.
All right, so there were quite a few obvious plays on Sunday, um, that made it look like, the Giants are taking their foot off the pedal. So why they even are keeping Jones in the game, I'm not really sure. I mean, maybe you want to kind of, keep his value up a little bit and take him out for the rest of the season. I don't know. Um, I mean, let's look at the flea flicker play. They had two wide receivers completely open, and he had time to throw the ball. He took a sack. Um, on the interception in the red zone, um, where it was going to one of our running backs, the running back gets hit in the hands, and he literally pushes the ball into the other player's hands, into the one of the safety's hands. I mean, it was actually quite obvious, especially if you watch it in slow mo. He literally gets the ball and pushes it into the other player's hands. I mean, it looked quite stupid. Graham Gano coming back. I mean, his first kick was a miss.
We
I
lost.
mean, that's a complete joke. Um, and then, I feel bad for Tyrone Tracy because he's having an amazing start to his starting career. But he is now, this is the rookies have lost us 3 games essentially. With Malik Neighbors not making the catches when he was supposed to in 2 big games, and then Tyrone Tracy in overtime, first play in overtime, fumbling the ball after rushing for I think like 112 yards for the game. Um, that's just my take on the game. Now, if you ask me, what are the Giants tanking for? Um, I got a weird feeling they're going to keep their first round, but they're going to pass their second round pick to Pittsburgh. And I would not be surprised to see Justin Fields being the starting quarterback for the New York Giants next season.
Ooh,
That's
that's
a
a
big take.
that's a strong narrative.
I don't think my thing.
I
Listen,
mean, I don't think he's wrong, Umir.
I don't
Just
think. I don't think it's wrong. Definitely.
I don't think he's wrong. I think Justin Fields is definitely going to be trade bait, but
How he didn't go at the deadline is actually quite amazing.
Because
yeah,
this is my take. Oh, jump on you and then I'll say my
real
take.
real quick. My only thing is again with Daniel Jones. I mentioned it last week, and Tony wasn't on last week. Daniel Jones has a clause, an injury clause in his contract. At this point, baby, sit him down. Get somebody else in there that doesn't have that injury clause. I understand it's football. I get it. You don't want to be paying this guy $35 million just to get hurt.
That's what Denver did with Russell last year.
Yes.
Russell,
Get him out of there. Get him out of there. Let DeVito start the rest of the season. You win a couple games straight and everything like that. So that's just me. And that's the last time I'm going to talk about the
I
Giants.
mean, they're not going to start DeVito. They're going to start with
True
with an
Lock.
even worse quarterback, and I mean, he's
True
terrible.
Lock.
this is where my take. This is where I'm gonna go now. So first off, I feel like the NFL. No, I gotta go with they gotta do something to get rid of this tanking thing. I think the NFL should do the picks, the NBA style, NFL draft lottery. That's how I feel on that. Because if you're gonna tank it, you gotta make it because you obviously know that was tanking. Because you can obviously see those guys are wide open. You got my thing. Secondly, Justin Fields' take on that one. I don't think the Steelers are gonna do that move because I think they want him to develop under Russell. That's why Russell only got a 1 year deal. I think after this year, Russell's got it there. That's what I think about that whole Justin Fields thing. David, I'm gonna go to you, buddy. What do you think, buddy, about this whole draft situation?
I don't know if you guys heard, Dable's actually threatening to bench Jones. I don't know if you guys heard that.
Well, I know he said he's not committing to playing him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
I
know.
don't know if that means he's getting benched. I don't know if it's going to make him try and work harder, but even so, if we even tank for the draft, there's no dominant quarterback this year that I would say, oh, he should definitely be the number one pick. There's a couple guys. There's Deion Sanders' son, Cam Ward, Jackson Dart.
Well,
That
that's why I was asking you before. I don't know college like that. I know Sanderson is coming out, but I don't know of a lot of quarterbacks. I know this isn't a quarterback heavy draft. I know this is an offensive line heavy draft.
I'm gonna get that one.
if I'm the Giant, honestly, like I mean, regardless about the game, it was disgusting to watch. Jones missed wide open people, whatever. But if I'm the Giants, we have the number two pick. I either take Travis Hunter or I trade back, sign a veteran quarterback, or like Tony said, Justin Fields, or sign a veteran, trade back, and we need draft picks, man. If our person's not there, like we could trade back and get an offensive lineman. We could get we could even probably get a good running back. Like we could, but Tracy's playing good, so I can't talk smack. But we could get whoever we want still in the later part of the first round. So if I was them, like what Bill Belichick used to do, I would just trade. I would trade back. I would trade back. I would trade back and just get player after player after player because we need it. We need corners. We need a safety. We need offensive line because it is bad.
I mean, Brian Dable more than likely going to be out of there by the end of the season. I don't see him there.
I didn't think he would be out until watching this game. I mean, just looking at the players' expressions, looking at everybody's just so confused out there.
Yeah,
literally.
So let's see what happens, man. Giants. I think that's the best option for you guys. Think. I'm gonna stay in the NFC East, man. We're gonna stay in the NFC East real quick. That's gonna go to the Dallas Cowboys, man. Dallas Cowboys absolutely got crushed by the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm gonna lead this up because I've been so excited ever since I heard these couple rumors. Rumor has it that the Dallas Cowboys should tank it and go after Deion Sanders as the head coach, then draft his son as quarterback.
Yep, that's not
both
a rumor.
Moves, I think both moves will be smart because Deion Sanders, I think, is gonna put that locker room back in line, and I think it'll be good for Deion's son be the backup for Dak and learn. And secondly, when I'm gonna ask my thing with you guys, do you think what Micah Parsons said is right or wrong? John Paul, I'm gonna go to you first because I know you're a big Dallas household. What do you feel about everything I said?
Are you talking about what Micah said about the coach?
Yeah, about McCarthy.
And what about the opinion that, and also what the take I just made as well? See, the rumors about that Deion.
All right, well, the Deion Sanders thing. The only reason I could see it happening. See, Dak, they still owe Dak Prescott a lot of money, and I don't know how his contract works. I didn't really read much into it a couple of years ago when he got signed.
Well, he got a new deal this year.
Well, this year, I apologize. This year, I didn't really read into it much. I don't know if he has a no trade. I have no idea what it's about. I didn't
get traded.
I don't think there was a no trade clause, but so he can get traded, absolutely. Which honestly, if you want my honest opinion, Dak's not an old man. He's not young either, but he's not an old man. I think a change of scenery would be good for Dak Prescott. I'm going to be honest. You know what I mean? I think that's something he needs. And yeah, go after Deion Sanders and his son. I get it. I don't really like that nepotism. For me, it's odd. You know what I mean? That's like me coaching my daughter. Of course, I want my daughter to play, but then, when something goes wrong, she's gonna sit there and go, "Hey, Daddy, why can't I do that?" You know what I mean? There's things like that. I don't like nepotism like that. So me personally, I don't like that. But yeah, go ahead. If you guys can do it and you guys think it's a good idea, take a chance. What do you never know? I mean, you take a shot. They could win you 3 Super Bowls. You never know. But what Micah Parsons said about his head coach, I think is disgusting. You don't say things like that. All right, not as a player. Homie, you're getting paid to play. You're getting paid to play a game. Shut your fucking mouth and play ball. All right. Because guess what? You're gonna get rid of this coach. You're gonna get a new coach. You're gonna have to learn a whole new scheme. So do me a favor, shut your hole and play the game. That's all. If you guys suck this year, you guys suck this year. All right, next year might be a different story. I've seen teams turn it around in a year. You know what I mean? So I mean, think about it. Listen, I don't expect Dallas to do much the rest of the way going. And the only reason I say that is because I think they're gonna sit Dak Prescott, even if he's healthy after those 5 or 6 weeks after this surgery. I think he's gonna be done anyway. There's no sense in bringing him in if you guys win one
He's
more.
already out for the year. Dak's already out for the year.
Yeah, Dak's having season-ending surgery.
Oh, it is season ending. I
Yeah.
thought they were just placing him on the IR.
No.
All right, then if at that point, the
See ya.
Dallas Cowboys also know it's a bust.
Okay, David, what do you think, buddy, about everything I said and this whole Micah Parsons situation?
This what I could see happen. I could see the Cowboys trading with the Giants to get the number 2 pick to get Sanders' son. They would give us Dak and then probably 1 or 2 draft picks in addition to this one.
Yuck.
Listen, at the end of the day, I'll take Dak for a year over Daniel Jones. Let's just be real here.
For what?
And
For 5 games? The guy's never healthy.
dude, at the end of the day, if we could get 2 other draft picks, maybe like 2 first-rounders or something, I would do it I would suck it up for a year because Arch Manning comes out the year after. And
I still think it's
I
just
hate going with legacy kids, man.
I think it's just a change of scenery, man. You never know, dude. You don't know how many of these guys change scenery. Look at Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning.
but all kidding aside, like Tony, John Paul was saying, Dak would like some of those passes. Dak would have hit the receivers instead of Daniel Jones. The thing with Dak, he forces the ball, but he hits open people. Daniel Jones doesn't. I'll trade the number 2 pick because there's nobody that we would like in the top 5. I would say I would trade for Dak, and then we would get additional draft picks. We need players. As much as it hurts me saying that, we need players. And at the end of the day, the Cowboys probably want to change the scenery for Dak just because they want to blow the whole team up because Mike is right. Even though I don't think what he says is correct because you always have to back your coach up, even if you obviously don't agree with it. At the end of the day, you're a paid professional. You literally, the whole team Micah needs to go, Dak needs to go. Those are the 2 players that need to go, and they need to rebuild in Dallas. Just flat out. Because if you watch the game, Cooper Rush is not the answer. He looked lost out there. CeeDee Lamb knows that Rush looked lost because you can see in CeeDee Lamb's face, he looked frustrated. They should just trade Dak, trade Micah. There's plenty of teams. The Commanders I know want Micah. There's plenty of teams that want him. If I was a John, I would take him, but we don't need him.
Okay.
See,
Tony, what do you think?
David said everything I said except he didn't use the word fuck.
Yeah, pretty much.
You see
Exactly.
why can't you be like him?
He said it in a nice way.
So some things in a nice way. Tony, do me a favor. Whenever you want to say, make sure you say it in a nice way, please.
Let's start with Micah Parsons. I'm a true proponent of not airing out your dirty laundry.
Especially in the media.
It's let's go back to the Jets for a minute, and we're going to touch on them a little bit later. You know how Aaron Rodgers and Salah said everything was okay. That's what they're supposed to say is everything's okay, even though it wasn't okay.
Yep.
And then things will kind of let themselves happen. Yeah, so Micah, just play the game, man. Keep your mouth shut. Do what you have to do. I mean, you've been injured. This is your first game back.
Yep.
They should get the cameras out of the player's face after the game. I'm sorry. That's completely stupid. You're gonna put a camera in a guy's face. Of course, the guy's not gonna be happy after losing the game. I'd be
Especially
like,
when he played like shit too. He didn't play
yeah,
good.
you guys
Yeah.
putting
I
the
was just
cameras
about
up his
to
face.
say, especially when half of those plays were his fault. I
Yeah,
mean,
He
like,
did not look good.
no pass rush, no nothing.
yeah, come on, they gotta get. The NFL got his own. I don't like this. Oh, in the locker room after the game, guys are tired.
No, in the locker room, I do not agree with. But they should have a press conference after. But some of the reporters, they push buttons to get reactions out of them, which I
Oh,
don't agree with
absolutely.
They did
And
a step.
you
They did
know
a step
why
with
they
Dick.
do it? Because
because they
it's
get
now
paid for it.
it's now Tuesday and we're talking about it still.
Yeah, 100%.
So, when it comes to the coaching aspect, so it looks like the Bill Parcells thing has moved away. Did I say Parcells?
Yeah, you meant Bill
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 Belichick.
Belichick. Sorry. The Bill
I'll take
Belichick thing
Parcells.
has moved away from the New York Giants to the Dallas Cowboys. Um, I got to be honest, Dion's doing very well in Colorado. I don't know what they're paying him,
A
but
lot, a lot.
they're probably going to continue to pay him well. And I got to be honest, I don't think it's as much work as it is in the NFL. NFL, I mean, you're literally dedicating your entire life, 20 hours a day as the head coach to the program.
Well, real quick, what you just mentioned, Tony. There's a chance that Florida State might get rid of their coach. Don't forget, Dion went to Florida State,
Yeah,
so he might.
I don't see that happening. Now, Shador Sanders, he's a legacy. So I mean that's you could see him going to Dallas. Um I don't know. They gave Dak a lot of money.
They
Um
did. They gave him a shitload of money.
yeah, they gave him a lot of money. And once again, we could talk terribly about Daniel Jones and how the Giants paid him and blah 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 blah. Uh, I mean, Dak gets hurt every season. What the hell was Jerry Jones thinking?
That
He gets
offensive line hasn't been the same either.
every single
Regardless now.
season.
Well,
Even when they were good offensive line, he was getting hurt.
not
He
our
has
problem.
he has a glass jaw. I mean, let's call it what it is.
Not
Um,
it's not our problem, at least now.
yeah, yeah. So David, I'm sorry, I don't want to see Dak on the Giants. Ugh,
I
ugh.
don't need. I don't either. I don't. You really think I do? But the thing is, who are we going to have a rookie that we don't want, or a veteran that's
Once again,
probably 50 years old?
I think we would give up an early second round pick for Justin Fields. I think Pittsburgh would take that.
I don't think Mara would do it.
And I don't think the Pittsburgh will do it because what Russ is going after this year.
Why?
What's
If they make the playoffs, Russ ain't going anywhere.
I mean, Russ is getting up in
Dude,
age.
What happened?
Real quick, Tyrod Taylor was better than Jones, and he still didn't start. Didn't you find that weird?
I mean,
No.
once again, the Giants had a lot invested because he won us a playoff game that we weren't supposed to win.
But Tony, at the end of the day, if somebody's playing better than your starter, okay, one game, whatever. But every time Tyrod came in, he was electric. The crowd went crazy. He made plays with his feet. He made good throws. I don't care how much you pay somebody. You're getting judged to win as a coach. You're not getting paid to.
Listen, so did DeVito. I mean, DeVito in the 6 games threw
I agree.
he threw more touchdowns than both of them combined. So
But Tyrod was more effective than so. Some games, DeVito looked low. I mean, granted, he was like he was a rookie last year, right?
yeah,
Or second year. I get he was a little bit of a deer in headlights, but at the end of the day, Tyrod was the best looking QB of them all last year. Let's just keep it real here. And the players looked
he
like
was
they
another
wanted to
one.
play with
He
him.
was another one who couldn't stay healthy either.
Oh, I agree. But at the end of the day,
With the
I'll keep it in.
concussions and the neck issue.
Listen, at the end of the day, the modern day quarterback, you're bound to get hurt. Let's just keep it real here.
Russell Wilson, Russell Wilson to be the Giants' new quarterback next
I
year.
would not be surprised at that.
Ugh.
God, please do not make that happen. I do not want to buy a New York Giants jersey. I will never do that. I could never do that. But now we're gonna go to Steelers.
Can you imagine? Let's be honest. Can you imagine? Like
You can't make Giant jokes anymore.
Giants hat and all that other bullshit.
I'll be crying. I'll be literally crying like a baby go before they go to school. I'll literally be crying in a corner.
He the biggest oxymoron on the fucking planet.
I mean, listen, his wife always wanted to go to New York. She loves New York. But that leads him. Let's go there now. Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Commanders, what a game it was. It literally went down to the wire. Literally, my heart was racing the whole time. John Paul, I'm gonna go with you first since you wanted to mention Russell Wilson so much today. What do you think about this whole game, man? About the Commanders, and what do you think about the Steelers, man? The Steelers for real now or no?
Um, I never thought that the Steelers were a bad team. I didn't expect them to do. Don't get me wrong. I didn't expect them, and I still don't expect them to do great things this year. But as long as they have Tomlin, I mean, they're always going to be an above 500 team. That's just the way he's always been. You know what I mean? Now, granted, the Commanders also played a very good game as well. I mean, this was a very back and forth game. Defenses were both a little um, but man, it came down to the wire. And listen, the Steelers pulled it out. There's nothing else I can really say. They pulled out the win, and good for them. But the Commanders let go a great opportunity because now the Eagles sit at top of the NFC East.
Okay, David, what do you think, buddy?
Well, since we were talking about the rest before, did you guys see the field goal
Yeah,
where the guy freaking basically tackled him when he could have almost blocked it?
yeah.
Another play. I don't understand referee call. Like I understand you were letting him play, but you can't let something like that play. The guy literally grabbed him, like almost tackled him, and you didn't call it, which
Their
baffled my
special teams
mind.
is crazy for the Steelers. But Steelers got a great special team.
Yeah, dude, they're a well coached team, and everybody wants to play for their coach, and that's why I've never been a Steelers fan, but I actually don't mind the Steelers because they have a good defense. Their offense is good, and let me tell you something: George Pickens is must see TV. He is, you never know what he's going to do. He catches crazy balls and he'll fight the other team. He's a teammate that, like, I would want on my team because, like, dude, he went against like 4 or 5 commanders. He literally went after them. Like, you want somebody like that on your team. Is he a little bit of a hothead? Yeah. I'll take a hothead over somebody that doesn't give a crap, especially in the NFL. Everybody in the NFL just wants their money and they're like, ah, whatever. He gets in their faces. He punch people. He doesn't care, dude. I like that. I like the fire. But the Commanders, I've never been a believer of the Commanders until this week, even though they lost. I think they showed me something, and Daniels is a good quarterback. I got to give it to him. He did very well in the pocket. He did very well, and I think honestly, Commanders' running game is actually pretty good with
Okay,
Robinson.
John Paul. Oh no, so Tony, what do you think, buddy?
I don't care. Washington lost. Pittsburgh won. I chose Pittsburgh. That's all that matters.
Yeah, so
Thank
did
you,
I.
buddy. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much, buddy. What do you think? But there's something else I was hearing. You guys can look it up. Some people are saying that Steelers are Super Bowl contenders. How crazy
Don't
do you think
blame
that
him.
statement is?
It's way
It's too early.
too early to say that right now.
It's going to be the Super Bowl contenders are the Chiefs, Bills. I mean, that's pretty much the
Detroit.
Texans. No, but I'm saying AFC wise, I
Oh,
think it's yeah. I'm just saying because they're in the AFC. They're not being the Chiefs. They probably could beat Buffalo. There's a chance, obviously, depending who has home field. They're not beating the Ravens, I don't think.
Okay, definitely this is a good weekend. All right, guys, now let's go to Arizona.
Oh, for
Arizona.
Jets.
Oh, we gotta talk about the Jets, man. We gotta give my buddy a little while. I want to see the fire in John Paul.
Not this week.
Come on, buddy, get the fire out. The Jets.
The fire in here burns now for the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah.
That burns for
Okay,
as it you
that's
as it's done for the past 13 years for the same amount of time. Trust me.
okay. All right, so now Jets lose another one. Pretty bad. Aaron Rodgers. Everybody thought Aaron Rodgers was going to be leading us to the promised land, at least the playoffs. They get in Devontae Adams. That still ain't working. They got rid of Robert Saleh. That's still not working.
they got
The
rid of
Jets.
Williams, who had a huge touchdown.
Yeah, Mike Williams. Rodgers who threw Mike Williams on the bus actually made an at Rodgers back this weekend saying about the red line. The Jets have a harsh reality going forward because close to 30 players are on expiring contracts, and the quarterback's about to be 41 years old. What's and the Jets any future now?
Explosion. There's nothing you can do at the end of the day. The Jets have the money to pay people. Absolutely, they have the money. Me personally, I think that um I think that Rodgers might want to hang him up. It's about time. You don't you
Nah, he'll play
you,
one more year.
you don't yeah, I don't know.
Not for the Jets, he won't.
You
Yes,
don't
he will. Devontae will stay with the Jets. He'll
you
stay with
don't
them.
you don't come there and throw 35 times and get 151 yards. That's just me personally. Now again, I've been done with the Jets for the past couple weeks. I really don't watch them play. I watch the red zone. I'd rather not watch them get demolished. The only thing that had me cheering was Mosley destroying. All right, destroying. What's his face? Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, yeah.
That's the only thing that had me like, yes, that's one guy that I wanted to stay on my team and keep there because he's the only one that's still playing.
He's another one that gets hurt all the time.
He does. It's true. But the Jets just got to, and I know, Umir, you're going to give me shit for hearing this and that and this and that. But the Jets got to go back into another full rebuild. As unfortunate as it seems, they need a quarterback and they need offensive line. Yeah, you can shake your head like this all day,
But
man.
John Paul, how many more rebuilds, bro?
But
You rebuild until you got a championship
but-
winning team.
Yeah,
Listen,
dude,
unless you win the championship,
championships. Yeah.
unless you win the championship, you're in rebuild mode. I don't care if you're in the Super Bowl game. If you don't win it, you're in rebuild mode. You're
Why
in
would I-
rebuild until
The
you win it.
Niners had a quicker. The Niners, San Francisco 49ers had a quicker rebuild than this, bro. They changed the ship around in
Why-
three
but-
seasons.
They caught lightning in the bottle with Purdy. No
Yeah.
one thought Purdy was going to turn out to be a good quarterback. They caught lightning in a bottle.
I mean, even before Purdy, if you look at between the Jim Harbaugh era, Chip Kelly, and their coaching between, I forgot that guy's name. That era, they turned ship around pretty quick.
who is their quarterback?
Trey Lance. Actually, to be honest with you, Trey Lance was the
Trey
starter.
Lance, it was Kaepernick, the dude's Blake
Alex
Gilbert.
Smith.
Bum.
It was Alex
Smith.
Smith. It was
Yeah.
Alex Smith first.
Alex Smith was there, and then he got destroyed.
Yep.
Yeah, but
I
my
was
thing
going to
is,
say Alex Smith wasn't a bum.
Yeah, he's not a bum.
he's not a bum. He's a chicken little.
No, I didn't
My
say.
thing is, I know he said a bum.
Kaepernick and them other dudes.
Yeah,
They're all
but Colin
bums.
Kaepernick, who went to the Super Bowl, then they bought a couple
And
other guys.
lost.
Okay, they lost, but they quickly rebuilt it now. The Jets have been rebuilding for years now.
But
Who cares if you go to playoffs? Like, you think, as a Giant fan, you think I care if we go to playoffs every year? No. I want a Super Bowl ring.
Let
But
me
you
ask,
want to progress.
you're right. You want to progress. All right. As a fan, I want them
If
to
you're
progress.
not winning a championship, what difference does it make?
As a fan, I still I want them to progress too. I get it. I get what you're saying. But you look at other teams that hadn't been there. Look at Cleveland. All right. Cleveland hadn't been there for so long.
They're so bad.
And boom, 3-4 years in a row, they were in the playoffs. The Bills. The Bills were garbage for the longest time. Who the hell knew who the Bills were until Josh Allen got there? You name 3 of their quarterbacks that were there before Josh Allen? Don't worry. I'll wait.
Tyrod Taylor.
No,
That's the only one.
it was JP Lossman.
Thereafter.
It was JP Lossman.
All right. Come on, David. Stop it. I was asking Umir. You understand what I'm getting at? So as much as I want my team to succeed, they have to go through this type of shit.
Yep.
It just is what it is. You can't listen. And I had high hopes. I had high hopes for Rodgers. I thought, okay, he's saying the right shit. He's working everything out, and everything is going great. But dude, next year, I don't know if I can afford to keep you there. I don't know if I can afford to keep you on the roster when you're 41 years old and you're giving me one game where you're throwing 330 yards and 3 touchdowns, and then another game where you're throwing 151 yards, missing passes, throwing balls out of bounds for no reason. All right, I mean, I don't understand. And the Jets in the beginning of that game were running the ball great. And then they decided, oh no, we're just gonna let him throw fucking 85 times. No, you don't do that. So I mean, listen, if it takes them, because listen, man, as much as a lot of people don't like him, I am a big fan of Garrett Wilson. I think that's one dude you don't let go of. Him and Brees Hall have to stay there.
And Allen,
Can you
too.
get
You're,
rid,
you're two running
can you
backs.
get, can you
But
get rid
Allen's
of,
a rookie. Allen's a rookie. He's not going
Dude,
nowhere.
he's 19 years old. He's
can you get
19
rid
or
of
20 years
Marinara,
old.
please?
Who?
Marinara.
Who the fuck is Marinara?
What's the next word?
Sauce.
Get
Oh,
rid of him. He can't cover anybody.
he
You shouldn't be called sauce if you can't cover anything.
he believe it or not better kick it up or he's gonna wind up getting the boot also. But
Goodbye, Souse.
he's got
Terrible.
2 years on his rookie anyway. So I mean
Yeah, Tony, I hate you, bro.
he's gonna he's gonna have to kick it up also. Again, you're just gonna have to go into rebuild, and I could understand it. You listen, as a Jets fan, I've been there. I've also listen again. Now I'm a fan of a whole bunch of different teams. All right, I'm a Devils fan. I've seen the Devils, and I've trusted the process, and I've also seen the Devils win 3 titles. You understand what I'm getting at? So you have to trust the process. That's as way as it's going to go. And as much as the Jets might suck for the next 30 years, they're going to suck for the next 30 years. All right, I can't switch teams just because they're garbage. I can't. I don't have it in me to do that. So as much as my team probably will be shit for the next 30 years, it is what it is. It's on them. I don't get paid enough to worry about what they're doing. They got to figure it out for the fan base because they're only going to wind up losing fans and their ticket prices are going to have to drop because nobody's going to go watch those bums.
Okay. Dave, what do you got to say, buddy?
To make a long story short, they got to get rid of Joe Douglas and they got to get rid of Woody Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Those
Woody
are the
Johnson
two
already
main.
out. Woody Johnson going to be in London by next year.
Yeah, those are
that.
two people that just, if the Jets get rid of them,
Oh, God.
I hope
Steve Cohen, please. I don't like.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Do me a favor. Come. You can have the Mets and the Jets. We'll give you a package deal.
He has enough money.
He has enough money.
Look,
Yeah, he could definitely buy him.
Either him or or what's Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
One of them.
Yeah.
One of them fuckers. I know Jeff Bezos wants a football team. He's
He's going to go out to Seattle.
Yeah.
Yes, he's out in Seattle.
Fucking yeah, great. Go to Seattle. You know, it rains in Seattle.
He lives there, I think now.
He
They have coffee too, right?
Great.
He lives in Miami. He lives in Miami now.
Coffee. Pancake eating motherfuckers.
Yeah, God. All right, Tony, what do you got to say, buddy?
Do you know what movie that's from?
No, I don't.
Draft Day. You serious?
I'm not that old.
Draft Day is it's a newer film.
Yeah.
In fact, you said newer film. Nobody uses the film nowadays unless you're talking about watching for film for football. Tony, what do you got to say on this, buddy?
I don't know. Get rid of Rodgers. He sucks.
Wow.
Just get rid of him. Shoot him. Sit him on the bench. I mean, who's the backup? Is Mike White Lightning still on the team?
No.
Jordan
Travis.
He's a Mike White, Tony. Oh,
Jordan Travis isn't playing the
I mean, sit Rodgers down. Tell him to shut his mouth. Go watch Taylor Swift. You know, bang her while Travis Kelce's watching. You know.
Okay. Thank you. No, hold on. Let's go to the next game. I'm not even gonna continue this anymore. This video gonna get taken over YouTube.
I went to the Kansas City game though.
There's still more games you want to talk about?
Is that next on the list?
No, there's one last game we're gonna talk about. The Lions and the Texans, man. What a game we saw.
Oh God.
The Lions and the Texans, man. Lions came out of nowhere. Jared Goff threw 5 picks and somehow stuff came in. Like always, the investments, a game-winning interception and a game-winning flag, and like always, they get called.
Hold on, ready? You know what's beautiful about this? We don't have to talk about it because we all picked Detroit.
No, I didn't. I picked
we all picked Detroit.
I picked the Texans.
No, you picked Detroit.
Oh, I did? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I picked the
All right,
Texans.
let's wrap it up. Let's go look at.
Let's get out of that.
All right, let's talk about the picks for last week.
All right, here we go, boys and girls.
Though with that one, with
What?
the Detroit game, with the Detroit Houston games, good teams
Find ways to win.
and bad teams know how to lose. Look at the Jets.
They know how to lose. All right. So, with that being said, we had an amazing week last week, all of us. Even the loser of the week had an amazing week. This week, not so much.
Yeah, this
So,
week.
but you know what? There was a lot of upsets this week.
Yeah,
But
stop picking the same team that we John Paul.
Let him
me,
talk. Jesus.
me and David, I chose the Rams yesterday. That's what ultimately tied us. So we got 9 wins apiece. So me and you took it. John Paul and Umir, 8 wins apiece. So that's it. Going into week 11, here are the standings. Starting with the person in last place, John Paul, you have 92 wins. David, you have 93 wins. Umir, you have 99 wins. And the cream rises to the top, baby. 101.
Wow.
If you win again this year, I won't stop
Fucking
talking.
Pinarose.
I won it last year.
I think he won it last.
No, he won the playoffs. I won the regular season.
Okay.
All right, so Thursday night game is going to be a really, really good one. At least I expect it to be.
This is gonna be hard.
Washington Commanders versus Philadelphia.
Wow.
As much as I love going with the Washington Redskins, I am in
Eagles.
Philadelphia.
I'm going Eagles too. No brainer for me. Eagles.
Yo, Tony, where you going with?
I think Washington has a lot to prove in this game. I'm going Washington.
Oh God, this is about to be the first week where we go 50-50. Give me Washington Commanders.
Good.
Who's home? Who's home in that game? Do you know?
Philly.
Philly.
Philly's home. They're going to crush them at home. Well, maybe not crush them, but they're
No,
definitely.
they always lose to them at home.
All right, Las Vegas, Miami. I'm going Miami.
Miami.
They actually look back to normal somewhat.
John Paul,
Miami.
The next game after that's gonna be hard.
terrible game. Cleveland, New Orleans.
Oh God.
I'm going to go New Orleans, and they're going to fucking lose because I picked them.
I'm going to go New Orleans as well, and they're also.
I'm going New Orleans too because I'd rather have David Carr than Jameis Winston.
Yeah, that's my point right there. I'm gonna go with the Saints.
Which means
The
Cleveland's going to win.
Indianapolis Colts, New York Jets.
Oh my
Give me
God.
the Jets.
I'm going Indy.
I'm
not
going. I have to go Jets. It's still must win for them.
Fucking team. Fuck.
Flacco looked like dog shit.
Fucking.
Can you make a pick now, Mister?
Give me the Jets. This is the last week. They lose for me this week. I'll kill them.
All right. We have Little Soda versus.
No, he didn't pick
Tennessee.
anybody yet.
I
Who?
picked
Indy.
Indy.
He picked Indy.
He picked Indy.
Huh?
David didn't pick David.
He picked.
I
picked
picked Jets.
picked? Oh God,
Jets,
he's about Tony about to win this game.
Open those little
Tony
leaders
about to
of
win
yours.
this.
All right, so we have Little Soda versus Tennessee.
Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota had a tough game going against the Jaguars.
Tennessee looked good last week.
Yeah, this game could go either way.
I'm going Minnesota. John Paul, you going Minnesota?
Give me Minnesota.
Yeah.
Now who's choosing every fucking team like me?
Yeah.
Green Bay,
Umir waits to see what
Chicago.
everybody thinks.
I'm going Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Green Bay. Chicago just fired their offensive coordinator.
Yeah, give me Green Bay as well.
I can't go Bears.
Jacksonville versus Detroit. I'm going Detroit.
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 God. I want to take Jacksonville for some reason, but I'll take Detroit.
Dang, why you scared, bro?
I gotta take Detroit. I can't beat them much.
The Rams versus the Patriots. I'm going Rams.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know either. Drake May look freaking good, man. But I'll take the Rams. I'd rather have Cooper Kupp and Puka than no name on the Patriots.
Yeah, give me the Rams too. I guess I won't be that mush.
Yeah.
Shumir, what are you doing?
Rams, buddy. I said the Rams from the get-go.
I took the Rams, bro.
All right, this is going to be an exciting game. Baltimore versus Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh.
Baltimore. And then Steel's going to come off the cloud that they're on right now. You got to lose.
The Ravens got lucky last week.
I think Baltimore actually drops an egg on this one. I'm going to go Pittsburgh. That's going to be my my pick of the week.
Honestly, I'm going Pittsburgh too because Lamar Jackson doesn't do well against the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm also going Pittsburgh.
Watch me win this now because whenever all three of you guys go against me, I usually win that.
No,
All right,
it's
so
anybody's game.
we have Gina Smith versus the 49ers.
49.
49ers.
This is another terrible game. I mean, it might not be terrible. Atlanta versus Denver. Hey, and Fu Manchu, what the hell happened? Wasn't he such a good kicker? Now he can't fucking nail a field goal?
Oh, you
Nah,
talk
he played a bad game.
Oh,
I call him Fu Manchu.
Dude, he won so many games for them, you can't put it on him.
I mean, look at the Ravens kicker. The Ravens kicker is playing awful too this year. This
Yeah.
is the best kicker in the league.
I like his first.
You know what? Really quickly, we didn't touch that. We didn't touch on that. What the fuck is Debo's problem?
Oh yeah.
Nobody pushes you when you fucking drop a catch. How dare you put your hands on another player?
You listen? He's getting upset for no reason.
Yeah, it wasn't even like in the fourth quarter or anything like that.
Sit down, guy. When your team loses, you got to do that shit. Shut your hole. You're another one.
All right, so Atlanta, Denver. Sorry, I just wanted to touch on that real quick.
I don't know why I like Denver so much in this game.
Denver's been playing actually okay.
Denver
And
after
Denver as
Denver
well.
Denver after a heartbreak, I'm taking Atlanta. You know, they probably got deflated after that Chiefs game.
Yeah. I mean, Atlanta needs to win it this game because they lost against the Saints.
I'm telling you, watch out for the Buck. The Bucks are going to come up on them. Atlanta has to stay winning, so I'm taking Atlanta.
I'm gonna pick last on this one.
I'm gonna go Denver.
Yeah, you said Denver already.
Oh no, I said I want to choose Denver so bad. You picked early.
This is gonna be a good game. I'm picking last here, gentlemen. KC versus Buffalo.
Who did you
Kansas
choose
City.
the other game?
He
I got
picked
Denver.
Broncos. He picked Broncos.
Give me Kansas City.
I got Buffalo. I never go against Josh Allen.
Kansas City Chiefs are gonna be like the Miami Dolphins of the '72 and go undefeated all the way through.
Give me Josh Allen.
I think the Kansas City Chiefs end their unbeaten streak. I'm gonna have to choose Buffalo here.
I am also going with Buffalo. I think KC gets their first loss of the season, and it's in Buffalo.
And it's in Buffalo, yeah.
Okay, so they're not paying the refs this time. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, the refs will get paid double.
Oh, well.
No, it's near Canada. No way.
Yeah, Canada,
Cincinnati versus the Chargers.
Who?
Cincy versus the Chargers.
Oh, Herbert's playing good, man.
He is. He's playing so good, but so's Joe Burrow, though.
Yeah, but the Chargers have number one. The Chargers have number one defense in the NFL.
I'm gonna go Cincy. Cincy's gonna be pissed off after the loss last week.
Yeah, Cincy needs to win. They want any chance to play off.
I got it. Since Cincy's the worst team, I gotta take Cincy.
Yeah, I gotta take Cincinnati as well.
Tiny Tim, you going Cincy?
Yes, I said Cincy. Did you not listen to me 3 times before, genius?
Shut your mouth. All right. And the last game is the Battle of Texas. Houston versus Dallas.
Houston, we got a problem.
Houston, you're back on the board.
Houston.
Is that a Monday night game?
That is.
Yes,
yeah,
right.
it is a Monday night game. Listen, I'll take football.
You know what's funny now? Monday night football previous weeks was good. Now it's getting bad. Thursday night football was horrible the whole season, and now it's finally getting good.
Yeah.
Why was it horrible the whole season for? The Jets had one win on the Thursday night.
Jets have been on primetime too much.
They
were like the Broncos. When the Broncos first got lost, they were on primetime every week and losing on primetime.
So
I got.
Shut the fuck up.
Hi guys, we will be back again next week, and hope we see you guys back next week. Okay.